Oh, what is the Upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We're on episode 135 of my wrestling recap show, and today we're doing a pay-per-view review. It's NXT's BattleGround, so let's just freaking dive into this thing. Let's get in there. So we are doing the whole thing around this pay-per-view is that they're going to the UFC arena where they have, I don't know, they do the Tough Enough and stuff like that. And yeah, it's very similar. It's a very, very similar arena to where they have the regular NXT show. So it's not a big stadium or a big arena or anything like that. It's rather compact. It almost feels more compact than it is at NXT. I don't know. I didn't see how many people were actually in attendance. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like more than a couple of thousand or something like that, but here we are. We're in Las Vegas. We got the host of BattleGround. It's Sexy Red. She welcomes the crowd with some, let's call it rather interesting dancing. You know what I'm saying? She's jiggling. Let's just try that. Let's work with that. She's fine. It was very brief. It almost seemed like she got cut off. And then they got into, like, the intro package of the show. You don't see a whole lot of Sexy Red. I don't really know what her deal is. Anyway, we move on to the first match of the show. It is the ladder match to crown the first ever Women's North American Champion. Oh my god. So we have Sol Ruca against Jada Paca. We got Michin. We got Fallon Henley, Lash Legend, and Kalani Jordan. Let's get into this. Ruca hits a nice moonsault to the outside. Women make this, like, choke tower thing. I don't remember who was all involved in it, but, like, one woman is choking one, another one jumps on, she's choking her, another one jumps on, and it's Lash Legend picking up two of the women. I think it's Henley and Kalani, and they get slammed, so that was a cool little spot right there. And then shortly after that, Lash and Parker, they're trying to rip Kalani in half on the ladder. They ever, like, spread out on top of the ladder, and they're pulling on her legs and arms. That was pretty neat as well. I was getting, like, flashbacks, way old flashbacks to this picture of, I believe it was Chris Benoit giving Chris Jericho a Walls of Jericho on the ladder. It might have been Jericho doing it to Chris. That makes a lot more sense, but fuck, that was cool. It was giving me a little bit of flashbacks to that. Now the women, they pick up Lash Legend and they just hurl her over the ropes, and Lash just crashes ass first onto the ladder. Just a horrific bump, and it pans over to all the women. They're like laughing at her, and it's just like, oh my god, that bump was ridiculous. That looks so fucking painful. Well done, Lash Legend. Thumbs up. Michin is knocked off of the ladder. She hits the ropes. Soul Snatcher out of nowhere. Soul hits one off of the ladder. That was fucking tight. And then Soul and Kalani, they're on top of the ladder. They head kick each other up there. They both fall off. Kalani hits a split-legged moonsault onto a ladder. Kalani runs up the ladder, pulls down the title, and Kalani Jordan is the first ever Women's North American Champion. Wow. Fuck yeah, Kalani Jordan. I mean, I feel like that's a great choice. She is a fantastic up-and-coming talent. Now, I admit I was a little bit off guard by this choice because I didn't think they were going to go with her yet. I felt like inevitably Kalani Jordan will be a champion in this company, but, you know, she's just been kind of slowly brought along, but this is like a fucking fast track now. Now Kalani Jordan has arrived. She's a champion, and I'm excited to see what she can do, man. We haven't seen her full potential yet, but she's an incredible in-ring talent. Hopefully this can bring out more of her personality, and we can explore that a little bit more, but that is fucking awesome for Kalani Jordan. Rest in peace, Lash Legend's ass. That bump was absolutely brutal. Lash was the one I was going for. I thought, you know, she seemed the most primed and one of the more veteran female competitors in this match, so I was rooting for her to win it, but still a really good performance out of her. Honestly, I wish the match was, it felt a little bit short, a little bit rushed, honestly. I could have gone for another 5 minutes or something. Could have used another big spot or two, like the choke tower spot was cool, the trying to rip Kalani in half, that was cool. But outside of that, there weren't too many, like, big spots inside this ladder match. There was a little bit of ladder work, like I think one of the ladies had it and was like hitting everyone with the ladder. You know, it was good. It's a ladder match. I'm always going to love it. I think they had great work from all the women out there. Really good opening match. I just wish it was a little bit longer. 7.5 out of 10. We move to the next match. It is the NXT Tag Team Championships on the line. It's Nathan Frazier and Axiom defending against the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson. Anderson with this high IQ move. He pushes down the ropes when Axiom's trying to do a springboard move, and he just trips him up. I like that. That was cool. Frazier gets the hot tag, nails a beautiful moonsault DDT. Like, that dude is flying. Like, my eyes barely registered him doing that move. He did it so fucking fast and so perfectly. Just, thumbs up. Frazier misses the Phoenix Splash, Anderson TKO, and a combo neckbreaker with Gallows. We get a near fall there. Good Bros, another combo move. Frazier top rope dive, makes the save at the last second. Anderson avalanche TKO. Axiom kicks out of that. Like, wow. Axiom hits the super Spanish fly. We get the Phoenix Splash from Frazier, and the champs retain. Damn, bro. Axiom and Frazier, just lightning fast performance. They are so fast and just flying around all over the place. Outstanding selling. Just, And the Good Bros, fuck yeah, man, they showed up this time. They usually, they like to phone in their performances, I feel like, with the WWE. They're great everywhere else, especially in Japan, and they showed that in this match. They really brought the heat. Big power moves. They were working really good together with Nathan Frazier and Axiom. The speed and the power with the mixture of that veteran craftiness of the Good Brothers and their power. Yeah, man, that was a nice tag team. Wild near falls, too. I mean, kicking out of that top rope TKO, I was like, damn, that was really impressive. I am very pleasantly surprised with this match. I'm giving it a banger rating. 8 out of 10. Wow. Now we move to the NXT Underground match. It's Shayna Baszler versus Lola Vice. If you don't know what an underground match is, they basically just take away the ropes, and it's their version of, let's call it a sparring UFC fight, where you have to win by TKO, pinfall, or I don't think you can pin anybody. But okay, let's get into this thing. Baszler early takedown, gets the hammer fist and some stomps in. Shayna multiple slams, locks Lola in a ankle lock. Lola counters that, locks in a rear naked choke. Shayna jumps out of the ring to escape. That was pretty cool. I like that. Baszler running knee misses. She bashes her knee into the announce table, and Vice starts to viciously assault Shayna's knee, locks in a knee bar, and she's like kicking her knee really hard and stuff like that. Vice tries to hyperextend Shayna's knee, just pulling it back in the wrong direction. Like, I got bad knees myself. I had a knee surgery last year, and I don't like that. Lola spinning back fist knocks Shayna out of the ring. Shayna starts attacking the people around the ring for some reason. She's just pissed off, starts dropping them like flies. Vice falls and hits her head on the table. You can like hear that impact. I didn't see it, but I could hear like something hitting hard, so it sounded bad. Baszler thrown into the steel steps. Lola hits another back fist, drops Baszler, gets some vicious ground and pound, and the referee is forced to stop the fight. Lola Vice wins by TKO and immediately begins shaking the booty. And Shayna Baszler, like, she doesn't even realize the match is over. She's trying to fucking rip Lola's head off. She's just shaking her ass in front of her face. Good stuff right there. Definitely a good pairing for this match. Shayna and Lola, they both have legitimate MMA backgrounds. Shayna was in the UFC, so they were throwing, they're not throwing any real heat or anything, but they're throwing like sparring punches, a little kick here and there, definitely doing the slams and submissions, tons of submissions and counters, pretty impressive striking. Yeah, man, I thought they were both pretty good. Probably Lola's best performance. I thought she was really good. I don't think it was necessarily like a breakout performance where I can see her going off into world championship areas. I don't know what's next for Lola Vice after this one. Like, she's proven that she's pretty tough. She can take down Shayna. I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of her, honestly. The match was solid. Gonna hit that with a 6.5 out of 10. Now we get to the triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. It is Oba Femi defending against Wes Lee and Joe Coffey. Oba suplexes Wes and Coffee at the same time. Just a sampling of what Oba is about to do to these two gentlemen. My God. Oba then hurls Wes into the air, and Wes just comes crashing down on the Coffee, and the crowd is just like, ooh, like audibly just blown away. Super cool move. Thumbs up. Joe and Wes work together with a stomp Death Valley driver combo to Oba to take him down for a moment. Only a moment, though, because Femi nasty pop-up powerbomb onto the apron to Joe Coffey, and then immediately catches Wes. He's airborne, catches him, powerbombs him into Joe Coffey. Another just ooh from the crowd, just awesome. Thumbs up. Gallus arrived. They start beating down Oba. Coffee, moonsault, and the Glasgow send-off. Wes Lee kicks out of that. Oba awakens. He just destroys Gallus. Wes nails Joe with the cardiac kick, but Gallus pulls the referee out of the ring. Oba with a sheer drop on Coffee. Just throws him up like 8 feet in the air, and he just drops on the ground. That looked like it hurt. Catches Wes airborne again, powerbombs Wes to absolute hell, powerbombs Coffee again just because, and Oba Femi retains. Holy shit, man. Oba Femi. That was amazing. That was insane. That was everything. Just pure dominance that nobody on this roster has an answer for. Like, no wonder they sent Braun Breaker away, because this guy is just like even more dominating than what Braun Breaker was doing. That, oh my God, like just throwing bitches around and catching them with ease, and just wow, dude. Oba Femi is getting better and better with every single match. It is that was so much fucking fun. Wow. Wes Lee, amazing selling from him. Like, oh my God, I missed you, Wes. So good. And Coffee, just an all-around great effort as well. Some true holy shit moments in this matchup. Just, I had a ton of fun watching this. This was awesome. 8.5 out of 10. We move on to the NXT Women's Championship match. It is Roxanne Perez going up against TNA's Jordynne Grace. We have Roxanne targets Grace's arm. Grace is bleeding from her ear, I think. I'm pretty sure it's her ear. Like, I've seen blood. It's like getting all over the place. I'm like, what caused her to bleed? I did not catch what happened. It might have been her earring or something like that. Anyway, Roxanne escapes the vertebraker, but not Jordan's big ol' spine buster. That was nice. Perez counters a muscle buster attempt. Grace, cool counter for the Pop Rocks. She's like holding onto her arms, but she takes forever to like finally hit it. I don't know what they were doing. She just couldn't get a lock onto her arms, but fuck, that move took forever to finally hit. Looked good when she did it. Paxley steals the TNA Women's Championship and runs off. And then Ash by Elegance, she's from TNA. She appears. She stops Paxley. I don't even remember what Ash by Elegance was called when she was in the WWE. She was terrible. Everyone hated her. I hate Ash by Elegance, by the way. I fucking hate her in TNA. She's awful. Anyway, Roxanne counters the Juggernaut driver into a cutter. The Pop Rocks and Roxanne Perez retains. Good performance from Perez. Some nice counters in there. Nice Pop Rocks. I don't know, man. Something felt off with Jordynne Grace. I don't know if she hurt herself somewhere, but I don't know. I just didn't get that dominating, powerful performance. When you look at Jordynne Grace, she is a mutant. She's huge. She's super powerful. And I didn't really get that out of this match. She did okay, and the outside interference was like random and just kind of pointless. Didn't really do a lot there. The only thing I'm getting out of this match is that I'm feeling there is this budding WWE TNA relationship beginning to form, and how many more TNA wrestlers are we going to see now? That's 2 female competitors from TNA that we've seen now. Jordynne Grace is her second appearance in WWE. While she's had the TNA Knockouts Championship, she's holding that championship on WWE TV. So is there something in the works with TNA and WWE? I know they've kind of traded talents in the past, long time ago. We'll see where that goes. I'm very interested. I'm I'm not a full-time fan of TNA right now. I love TNA. There's just so much wrestling. I can't keep up with everything right now, but TNA could use some help, man. Their women's division is rather strong, but their men's division is lacking quite a lot. So I don't know if there is going to be a relationship there, but rather interested to see where that goes. But honestly, this match was a little bit underwhelming. Going to hit it with a 6 out of 10. It was okay. Now we get to the main event. It is the NXT Championship match. Trick Williams defending against Ethan Page. Trick is thrown hard into the steel steps. Trick Willie throwing the side kicks, throws Ethan into the crowd and then dives onto him. That was fun. Trick hits a bookend. He gets a near fall right there. Page with a power slam. He power slams Trick through the announce table. I mean, there was a second there I thought Trick might have broke his fucking neck because, he just tucked in his head, just at the last second there. Everyone's okay, everyone's all right, but it just scared me for a second there. Ethan nails the lovely Ego's Edge, that's what I'm calling it, and Trick kicks out of that. So I believe that would be Ethan Page's best shot right there. The Razor's Edge, Ego's Edge powerbomb looked great, but Trick kicks out. Ethan is arguing with the referee. Trick nails the trick shot, pins, and retains the NXT Championship. Really, solid first match, I guess, for Ethan here in his debut in NXT, WWE. He got Trick. He hit him with his best shot, but wasn't enough to put him down. Trick, good comeback effort. The only thing that sucks, there wasn't a lot of build for this match. Ethan showed up 2-3 weeks ago, so they did what they could. There wasn't a lot of heat coming into this match, not a lot of it built throughout the match, I felt like either. Just kind of felt like a really solid NXT match. There wasn't a lot of heat behind it, not a lot of storyline behind it yet. There was a table spot, so that's kind of here's the little extra. But other than that, just kind of felt like a good solid match. 6 out of 10. Trick celebrates with Sexy Red after the match, so, now that Lash has said that she and Trick, whatever they have, is not a thing, is Trick going to start hanging out with Sexy Red, or is Sexy Red a part of NXT now? Is she just strictly the host for this situation? I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but I would prefer the Lash Legend and Trick thing to continue on. I mean, the crowd loves it. It's a lot of fun. So, but yeah, a little bit of an underwhelming main event as well. So, with that being said, how did we feel about the pay-per-view? Overall, thought it was pretty solid. Like I said, the atmosphere of the UFC arena felt very, very similar to NXT, just more cramped. I think they had a few more people in there. Everything just felt a little bit more packed in. It didn't really affect the show too much. There was definitely some spots where it was tight, where Trick jumped into the crowd, and they had to they did a very good job at not touching anybody in the crowd and stuff like that. It didn't sound any louder. It really didn't bring a special atmosphere or anything like that. So I didn't get anything extra out of it being in the UFC Apex or whatever the fuck they want to call it. Just felt very same. I would have much preferred it to be in an actual arena with 10,000, 15,000 people. I love when the NXT superstars get a chance to perform in front of more people because, I love the NXT crowd over there in Florida. They're super awesome and consistent and always having a good time. But sometimes you just want them to feel like how it was at WrestleMania weekend where they got to perform in front of 20,000 people, and it was awesome. It was so good to see them getting that love, and I was hoping for that out of this, but no, that's not what it was. I felt like the beginning of the show was really, really strong. The ladder match, the tag team match was so much better than expected. I couldn't believe it. Didn't get that phoned-in effort from the Good Bros, so I really appreciate that. Triple threat match, that's my favorite match of the night. I mean, Oba Femi, so dominant at just throwing bitches around. That was so much fun. I loved it. The way that they're booking Oba right now is just, I can't see him losing anytime soon. So it's just been a lot of fun. The 2 world title matches, women's and men's world title matches, were underwhelming. The Jordan Grace match, I don't know, it just didn't hit for me. Maybe there was an injury there. I haven't looked into that yet. But, a little bit underwhelming. The show kind of started not going to say it went like way downhill, but it definitely started losing steam as it went on for me. Overall, I'm going to hit it with a 6.5 out of 10. I thought it was a pretty damn solid show, but you know, you don't have to go out of your way to check it out. But if you are going to go out of your way for something on the show, check out that triple threat for the North American Championship. A ton of fun. And if you can squeeze in the ladder match as well, why not? Because it's a ladder match. They're always a ton of fun. I love ladder matches. In terms of my predictions, the only one I got wrong was the ladder match. I had Lash Legend winning that one, but honestly, I think Kalani Jordan would have been like my second choice because I'm just a huge fan of her, and I'm again, so happy that she won, so really looking forward to see what Kalani Jordan is going to be able to do with that championship. 5 out of 6 for the predictions overall, not bad. It felt like a pretty predictable pay-per-view other than the ladder match. Outside of that, yeah, not too crazy, a solid pay-per-view. Let me know what your favorite match was. Least favorite match, like, I didn't dislike any of them, but if I had to pick, it would be I don't know, probably the women's one, just because it just felt so just there. Didn't really do a lot for me at all. I barely remember it, honestly, when I'm thinking about it, but yeah, that one would be my least favorite. Triple Threat by far my favorite, and that's the show right there, folks. That's your NXT BattleGround pay-per-view review. Let me know what you thought of the show. Definitely just gonna be, it's just kind of those, a little sideshow there in the middle. It was not too crazy, nothing amazing happened. It's cool that we got a new title in the works, or in the rotation now for the females. A little bit surprised that they went with another singles title instead of the tag team thing. I don't know if there's room for like another tag team situation, man. Like, you got 2 sets of belts with the men, you got 1 with the women. That's 3 sets of tag team champions. Like, I don't know if they can squeeze in another one, get a whole another division going. We'll see. I mean, I feel like they're in a decent spot with the women's tag team titles now, where they kind of just defend them across all brands. I think even in NXT, they're not shy of going down there with them every once in a while, so that's okay. But again, that's cool that they brought in a new championship, and that's the review, folks. That's all for me. Thank you so much for listening. You guys are awesome. Just continuing on with this podcast has been doing great lately. So again, if you're new here, welcome to the podcast. If you've been here since the beginning, a special thank you to you, because you're awesome, and you're definitely awesome enough that you've hit the like buttons and reviewed the podcast and told a couple of your friends and shit like that. You're that awesome, right? I know you are. So don't you be lying to me about that. In terms of what else we got going on with the GX Plus cast, lately, I had the Final Fantasy 16 review. That was a big one for me. Just that was a big part of my life for the last month or so. Just playing through that game. Finally finished it, so you can go and listen to my review and see what I thought of that game overall. Is it one of the best Final Fantasies of all time, or is it somewhere in the middle? Go over there and listen to it, and you'll find out. We got the Hockey Cast incoming this week. We got the Stanley Cup playoffs are underway. We got Game 2 going down tonight, so we'll see if things can turn around for the Edmonton Oilers. We'll be breaking all that shit down on the Hockey Cast this week. And in terms of the next GamerCast that I want to do, now I got a choice to make here. So the Xbox Showcase just went down, and it was an absolute banger. So maybe I'll break down the showcase and some of the other shows that have been going on. You know, there's been it's kind of game show season right now, where they're putting out a lot of the shows and making announcements. So maybe I'll break down a couple of those and review them and let you know what I think of the new games that were announced and shown off and stuff like that. Could do an episode on that, or I'm going to do my Pokemon Stadium 2 episode. I can bang that one out whenever, so we'll see if I probably will do the showcase one, just so we can talk a little bit about the gaming industry lately. It's been a little bit of a while since the last time we took a temperature check on the old gaming industry, so maybe we'll do that this week for the GamerCast, and Pokemon Stadium 2 the week after that. Maybe that's how we're going to do it, but the only way to find out is to stick around with the GX Plus cast. There's a Twitter page. You can go follow along over there, where I put up announcements, let you know what's going on. There's a YouTube channel, Gamer GX Videos. Links are in the description. Go over to the channel, subscribe, great place. I upload all the videos over there so you can watch the podcast. Great place to drop a comment on those videos. Would you like a question answered live by me on the podcast? Send in a question related to video games, wrestling, hockey, It doesn't really matter. Just be nice. And I'll answer your question live on the podcast, shout you out, be a ton of fun. I would love that. So send them on in, and thank you one more time for listening, watching the GX Plus cast, and we'll be back with some more GX Plus cast.